Thank you very much. It's really good to be here. Um, you guys are the best people because you're here, so that's excellent. Um, yeah, my name is Mel Gelderman. Um, I have been in ETH. For those who don't know me, I've been in ETH since day one. We actually built Monolith, which some of you might recognize. I've already met a few people who have our Visa debit card. This is our first product. But today, I am here to talk about our new project called token.com. And we actually bought that domain back in 2018 because one day we knew that we would want to build a mass market consumer proposition, something designed for everyone else, basically, right? And that time has essentially come. So I want to start by talking about why now is the right time. It's the right time because this still represents how ordinary people interact and understand crypto. So I'm old school, so this for me is CoinMarketCap. But whether you load up your Coinbase or whatever accounts that people who are like newcomers to the space, this is how they get to experience crypto. It's this list with all these items, and this essentially represents a total freeze in mass market crypto interface development, because it was like this when I got into crypto in 2013. It essentially hasn't changed. The way people discover tokens essentially hasn't changed for a decade. So we all love to in our industry, we really want to pat ourselves on the back for making huge leaps in development, and we have. But one area where we really, really haven't is how ordinary people ultimately get to experience the stuff that we're building, right? The tokens that you guys are all launching, right? That our industry is launching. And to us, that is literally the reason we will not be able to progress beyond the current bear market, right? Imagine if tomorrow, again, people got really interested in crypto, they would basically just experience this again, right? They would just see that tokens are essentially all the same. They just have slightly different logos, slightly different names, right? And if you want to actually understand one, right, like you might choose one, you have to read websites and white papers and join Discords, and you got to be on Twitter all day to have even any reasonable understanding of what they're doing and what's going on. And so this is basically what we think dramatically needs to change for tokens to actually reach their true potential. So there's one great example of this. To me, this is the best example. People in our industry love to laugh, make bad jokes about people buying meme coins. But I think meme coins are more a symptom of how we've totally failed to communicate ourselves in our industry, right? People want to invest in good stuff, but they look at a good, a quote-unquote good project, right? And there's so much complexity and time and dedication needed to understand this that they don't, right? Instead, they just end up investing their money, right? They want to invest in crypto. They end up investing in things that they understand. They end up investing in the meme because it is as simple as just understanding the meme. And so that to us means that we need to make tokens incredibly understandable, right? So specifically, our observation is that crypto's biggest failure is a failure to communicate itself. Tokens are incredibly complex, and no real dead simple solutions exist. So we would love for every token to be as understandable as a meme coin is, right? Because then money can get spread to all the other amazing things that are happening in our industry that we're all working on, but that currently are just getting no attention, right? And so we basically figured out that we need to build what we call a snackable wallet, right? So meaning that you can, snackable, meaning that it's very simple to consume. It's not like a full-on, full-course meal, which is going to take the whole evening, right? No, it's like you can very quickly understand something, a token, obviously. Where this actually started in our company, we started working on this about 18 months ago. The first product OKR that we came up with was, let's try and make a snackable way to discover tokens in under a minute, right? To grasp the essence of what a token is in under a minute, because that's the reality of the attention span of the masses, right? Like if we can't, make a token compelling in under a minute, we're going to fail as an industry, right? We're never going to move beyond the people we're with now, and so that's basically where we started. And the main thing I think we need to achieve is that we are able to tell the story of tokens, that we build a format that allows tokens to tell their story, right? Each token, not all, right? Like a lot of them are dead, but there are tokens out there, the thriving cutting edge, right? All the people presenting at this conference, like these tokens are alive, right? And we need to find a way to communicate that to the world, right? So that you can get, followers and people investing in it. And so this is an old concept image from last December or so. One of the reason I put this in here, I'll show where we are right now in a second, is because this kind of represents the distillation of what we think we might need, right? So there'll be a cover image, right? Each token should have like an album cover almost to get them in, and then as that loads, we can load a short video. So we're thinking of literally having short video, like TikTok 60-second max videos in there, right? Which the token project, let's say Uniswap, they can have either a 60-second piece from their, from Hayden talking on stage or at the most recent conference, or maybe a highly animated, super high budget, immersion into what Uniswap is and what it's trying to do. Because ultimately, when I want to make it that when you see a token for the first time, you actually feel something. You actually are immersed in the world of the people building it, right? What they're here to do in the world and why they, and why you might want to join them. I think that is the world we're going to, and there's so much convergence on, technology here. We've seen TikTok innovate short video. I think we can do that for our industry to make tokens really compelling. Now, we'll also have, and this is not in here right now, but you'll see on the next slide, we think the basics here are short video with the token at the top or at the bottom, a mission statement. We're going to have a short mission statement that you can read that, and then some social stats. You might see, and you'll see this later, you might see that Stani has invested in it, or that Julian Boothaloop has invested in it. Some of your friends might have invested in it. We want to make a format where you can potentially get the essence of a token in less than a minute. So one of the other things that we're doing to make it simple, we realized it's not just understanding a token, which needs to be 100 times easier. We also actually think purchasing a token needs to be a lot easier. So in our app, rather than going through this flow where you have to consciously think how much you want to invest in this, we're literally turning it into a single button, right? And so if you're scrolling, like TikTok, like Tinder, right? Tinder for tokens, if you're scrolling through tokens and you're immersing yourself in these visions, right? If there's a vision that truly resonates with you, or a nominal amount at least, you don't have to really think about it. You just invest a little bit, right? It's like we think that investing in tokens should be equated to a like button, right? Like on the internet, Web 2 companies, they figured out that, like you just want to make interaction super simple, and the way you use Twitter, you scroll, and if you see something, you heart it. Well, we want to do that for investing, where if you see something you like, right, you just invest a little. It's like a little heart. And for everyone, the size of the button is different. Here I've got animated $1. It goes up to $1,000 right now. Yeah, like it actually feels extremely good to invest. The reaction we see from people using it for the first time is literally like it blows their mind that it's that easy, and they're like, wow, like they just keep going. Like you can see them fall down into the rabbit hole. Anyway, so just to point out, here we are. This is how the app looks today. As of this week, our team has done everything to get this this reskin, right, like through. This is how it looks now. A week ago, it looked totally different. It looks amazing right now. But what you're looking at here, this is a token card. This is going to evolve dramatically. This is the set piece for a token to present themselves. This doesn't have video yet, for example, but this does have the mission statements, this part here. This is going to evolve. So, also, I already mentioned, tokens are, well, we think investing is social. I already mentioned this idea that, like, to understand if a token is worth $100 to you, you might want to see if your friends or if some big names have invested in this. So we're adding that to the cards, right, to the last card. But also we're experimenting with, we just added posts. So you can make posts in our app and you can tag a token. So it's like a tweet, right? But you can tag a token and people can directly click on the token. So right at the bottom of these cards here, right, I'm tapping on Rocket Pool now, and then it links straight to the token. We're going to make it that if you invest, if people end up investing into Rocket Pool through your tweet, that it will show on the tweet, it'll show, oh, this $500,000 has been invested through this tweet, and that's how we're going to rank things. That's at least how we're thinking now. And we'll split the fees with the poster, right? So we want to create a content system. Now, actually, shout out to our team. We are joining the hackathon this week. So we love Lens, and we want to try and hack that into our system. So maybe it's like when people are posting about tokens on Lens, it might and they post with like a ticker, right, like BTC or whatever, ETH, that we show it in our app and we immediately tag it with the token. We can do that. Or what we're thinking of doing is we have a trending token section, which you'll see right at the start of the animation, where we can have Lens trending tokens as well. So we're really excited for that. This slide, I couldn't bother to finish this at 4 a.m., but I already said, we think it's the user base's job, right? Like the people out there's job to communicate tokens. So it's not just that Uniswap can post their story. It's that you can swipe down on Uniswap and then see posts from other people and like full screen videos and all this sort of stuff. Imagine a channel on our system called 2-Minute Papers, right? Like this channel that all they do is they review white papers, right? I would subscribe to that. And like whenever that comes up and there's a white paper that's being reviewed of like, the last project that was talking right before me, like I may be like, that guy's, whatever they're doing, that's interesting. I'll invest a little, right? And you just keep going. You can invest in hundreds of tokens or thousands of tokens rather than just 1, 2, or 3 like people do today. So, yes, so where are we now, right? Well, the good news is that as of last week, there's been whispers in our team of early product market fit. And so, we've been live for 6 months approximately in Brazil. Brazil was a good market for us to launch in. It's a very underserved market, crypto-wise. And we got 70,000 KYC users sign up. Our acquisition cost was incredibly low. because like the app is so simple, people are immediately like, I want this. And right now we have 4K daily active users. If the app goes down for 10 minutes because of a bug, we get so many like people are like spamming us with like customer support questions, and like, you know, they go crazy. There's so much energy in our app right now. And yeah, we, you know, we've been working on the app for the reskin, and even when we're doing no marketing, every day, like almost all of our volume is from these 80-90%, the 4K active, daily active users. Like we have a real user base, and this is why it's like early product market fit. You turn off the marketing, they're still there. They still keep using your app. Now we got to make it grow like this, right? So, yeah, and I mean, like we've been floating between a 4.1 and a 4.4. So, but approximately 3,000 reviews, all organic. So yeah, we have launch plans. The reason we're here today, showing this for the first time to you all, is because we're about to go live in the EU, in South America, and in Asia, we're going live in Vietnam, and there's one more country. We're about to go live in 41 countries. That starts like next week. So the app's going to update with the rebrand next week. Yes, we're doing a lot more things. Like I said, the app, this is really our starting point. We are dramatically, like the things we're building are literally insane. Like we're pioneering a lot of new features for our industry, and basically, you know, we've got a lot more to ship for the next bull run, but we think that in the next bull run, we are going to be massive. Like this is a serious play. Like we have, you know, we're 60 people. This is not just me building this. Like we've got a real team. We're incredibly dedicated to this. In the last week, we ended up shipping the reskin that you've seen. We ended up shipping a deposit, so you can now deposit from, you know, from like debit cards, credit cards, PayPal, banking system in Brazil, and we ended up shipping global KYC, so we can now KYC users around the world. You know, we're investing a lot of money in this. Token.com, we are designing it to be the pinnacle of how tokens should be understood by the masses when the next bull run starts, because it's not going to start unless we innovate. So yeah, like I said, for crypto to reach the masses, we need to bring your tokens to life, and we're doing it in the most snackable question mark way possible. Yes, thank you. We have a wait list. If you go to token.com right now, you will literally be the very first to be on the wait list. And you'll get a notification when the app is live. We're doing demos over there in like the bar area. And are there any questions?
Hi, thank you for the presentation. I was wondering if you were planning to add, you know, additional consensus tracking tools or mechanisms, because I think what would also be helpful would be just really simplified buy-sell signals. So for instance, you can use, I mean, if you already have a comment system, you can use word cloud analysis to, you know, to create a trend, right? A two-dimensional trend to show whether it's a popular token or unpopular token. You can also use trading, you know, trading data to indicate that as well.
You're completely spot on. So we want the formats that we're creating to present tokens to have the essence of what people really want to see. And that is an essence, right? Some sort of market indicator, right? That very quickly you can distinguish between a token that was launched, you know, out of a basement last week versus a serious project with a real vision, with real roadmap, with like, you know, experience, right? And like there's data points that a very diverse array of data points, some social, some database, some meta-social, right? Like that we need to bring together. Yeah. Our CPO's here, so that we've noted that point. That's an excellent thought. Yeah.
Thanks. Are you planning to integrate DeFi natively, so lending, leverage, perps, and so forth?
So I can see the presentation on the TV.
You mean that you can interact with tokens?
Correctly. So not only buying like a base token,
Yeah,
but maybe entering into Yearn or lending that
some
token
quick
on Avi and so forth.
yeah. That is entirely the plan. So we built Monolith before, which was the first non-custodial wallet with a Visa debit card attached for Ethereum. We learned a lot from that. And right now, the focus is on solving this problem for people to even understand tokens. If we can solve that, then 100% we want to allow people to truly interact with their tokens. So maybe like next year we're starting to decentralize the system. That is going to be part of it. You know, we want that if you have you've bought a bunch of ETH, right? Tap, tap, tap. That then there's a button there which is like stake the ETH, right? We're going to do that. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. In fact, like where this can go, because did I even talk about personalization? Like our system is an algorithm, right? Like it's going to know what tokens you're investing in. And if you're investing in, it's going to show more of what you know. Like I would love to have a feed of tokens, right? As they're coming out, as the hundreds of thousands of tokens are coming out in the future, that you're seeing the tokens that are most relevant to you, right? And we can do that as well for interaction. So if there's a vote on some Uniswap DAO that you're invested in, if it's really relevant votes, we can put that in front of you. So it's a much more intelligent way to allow people to interact with their tokens than just roll you're on an address, right? Yeah, good question, thank you. Any other questions? We are over time. Go ahead, before they kick me off.
Was it hard to get their domain token.com?
Yes, I'm gonna be honest, it's the most expensive thing we've ever bought. I'm not gonna say. But we bought it in 2018, like I said, and you know, like it's like indicative of the magnitude of what we're trying to build. This is we want like we're real Ethereum people, right? Like I've been diehard into Ethereum. We want to be a company that actually represents our industry to everyone else, right? Not like a lot of the status quo companies, which are like just not good enough. Yeah. Yeah. I'm tempted to ask you if you want to guess, but I'm not going to say that. Thank you guys very much.